Yo, what's up, everybody? It's the Gamer Not a Gangsta Nightwing, and I'm back with another episode of GNAG Explains Mortal Kombat. Last episode, I was explaining the lore and everything that happened in Mortal Kombat Armageddon, where Taven and Dagon, the two brothers of the Elder God Argus, he was not Elder God, he was the protector of Edenia. I always made that little confusion throughout my whole life. Do not mind me. But to go back, Taven and Dagon was in a competition to beat Blaze. You know, that little fire guy that was in the background fighting in the pit in the old school days and the new school. So you come to realize that Blaze was put by Argus and his wife, I think her name's Dahlia, to watch everything go down because they had a premonition of Armageddon actually happening. Ironically enough, they're the reason why Armageddon happened. But that's just my own opinion. But basically, everyone in Mortal Kombat series, going from mythologies to motherfucking Mortal Kombat deception, is in the game, and they're in joining up together to fight. There's a good side and bad side. They all giving each other smoke so they can go beat the shit out of Blaze, and one of them, whoever gets to beat Blaze first, gets the godlike power. Now, Taven and Dagon was tasked to beat Blaze, and depending on who won, either everybody died from Mortal Kombat or everyone's powers got stripped away. And that's what the game left off, of you basically winning as Taven. And you come to realize that nothing happened. So you wind up trying to figure out what's going to happen next. Now, Mortal Kombat Armageddon, after that was done, they made Mortal Kombat vs. DC, which I'll make a whole nother video about. But basically, because I don't see it as canon, basically there's a few years of gap. And at the time, I believe Midway just kind of got out of business, and then they resurfaced as NetherRealm under WB. So when WB and NetherRealm became a thing, they decided to come up with a reboot called Mortal Kombat. Now, the gamers that I know and the people that are fans, we all call it Mortal Kombat 9, because when you look and count all the games and how they came out, it's 9. It's okay. So, in Mortal Kombat 9 is basically a reboot of Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3 that comes up with changes. So, in the beginning of Mortal Kombat 9, you come to realize that the person that beat Blaze was Shao Kahn. I don't know how the hell he got to Blaze, because the Dragon King Unaga yeeted the shit out of this motherfucker off the pyramid and flew off to beat his ass. So, I don't know how that fight went down. I would love to see it. Maybe they'll show it in the new Mortal Kombat 11 of how he survived. Maybe not. We don't know. But basically, Shao Kahn beating Blaze, he had the godlike power, and everyone else is pretty much dead except for Raiden, and Raiden is getting the ultimate hands. I'm sorry. It's still funny to me to even imagine Raiden getting his ass beat so bad by Shao Kahn. Shao Kahn was throwing this motherfucker like Hulk did Loki in the first Avengers movie. So basically, as Raiden is getting his ass whooped, he sees his medallion that he has on his shoulder, right? So Raiden grabs onto his own medallion that's cracked now, and he sends a premonition to his earlier self in Mortal Kombat 1 saying, he must win. Now, not exactly, we still at this time did not know exactly what that means until the end of the game, which I'll explain. But basically, you go back to Mortal Kombat 1, and the Raiden that's in Mortal Kombat 1 gets the premonition, and he think he tripping. You know what I mean? Liu Kang is with him. You see Johnny Cage. You see some ninjas. You see Human Cyrax and Human Sector. You see Sub-Zero, Bihan, and Scorpion in the crowd as Shang Tsung is basically giving the introductions to the tournament. And in this game, this is like, even though Mortal Kombat vs. DC did it first, they kind of perfected it in this way, in my opinion. But they do this thing with the story and conquest where you basically go through the story fighting with different characters that go along with the story. So the first person you play with is Johnny Cage. He fights Reptile and Baraka and then tries to holler at Sonya Blade, and then they fight, and then he wins. And then you go and fight as Sonya Blade, and so on, you know? So the big differences of the original continuity of Mortal Kombat and this new rebooted continuity of Mortal Kombat is they added a lot of characters that wasn't in the original game. Of course, because it wasn't made yet. So, like I mentioned before, they had Human Cyrax and Human Sector. They had Kung Lao show up in Mortal Kombat 1 instead of Mortal Kombat 2 because he does sneak on Shang Tsung's island in Mortal Kombat 2 in the original series, but he doesn't pop up until the end of Mortal Kombat 1 and not beginning of Mortal Kombat 2, basically. So, Kung Lao goes up and tries to fight. He loses the Scorpion. You see the manipulation of Quan Chi and Scorpion happen, and you literally see what happens of how Scorpion killed Bi-Han and why he was like so enticed into murdering him. You also see Ermac, which he comes up in Mortal Kombat 3, but in this time, he's like the last person to fight Liu Kang before Liu Kang gives the hands to Shang Tsung. If anything, Liu Kang beat up Goro before he even beat up Shang Tsung. So, and then you know, Quan Chi is more into this new rebooted Chronicle. I fucked up the word. But he's basically into the new game more than he ever was in 1, 2, and 3. So, Liu Kang still beats the tournament because Raiden kind of thinks like, hey, he must win. He must be talking about Liu Kang. He's the champion of Mortal Kombat, and he will win for Earthrealm. And, of course, when you're looking at that, you're like, no, like, you already thought that, so why would you get a... And it's kind of like, oh, man, Raiden is stupid. Raiden fucked up. Raiden really fucks up in this story, and I'll explain why, right? So, end of the Mortal Kombat 1 in the new continuity, Liu Kang beats Goro, he beats Ermac, and he beats Shang Tsung's old ass, and he wins the Mortal Kombat tournament. Everybody's happy for him. Jax is even there as well, because instead of him being off the island like in the original series and getting metal arms in the third game, he wound up being on the island because he was captured. And that's why Sonya Blade was there in the first place. So all of them were already together beforehand. You even see Nightwolf in the damn thing. And you don't see him fight anybody, but he's in the tournament as well. So they included a lot of characters that was in 3, 2, 4 into the game earlier on. And it kind of brings a lot of good context to it, in my opinion. So now, and this is for those who play Shaolin Monks, which I'll have a video for that in between the weeks of now and when the game comes out of Mortal Kombat 11. But basically, in Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks, basically that game was about Mortal Kombat 2. But, you know, a lot of different things happened that wasn't canon, but a lot of things were canon. So, after the tournament and after they basically go to the Wuxi Academy to celebrate Liu Kang on beating the shit out of his old-ass Shang Tsung, Shang Tsung comes right back, but he's younger. You know, Raiden starts popping and shit like, damn, son, I ain't know Shao Kahn rewarded failure. And then Shang Tsung's like, huh, that's funny. We got a new proposal. Now, this is the same proposal that was in the original continuity, which basically they were going to do their own new Mortal Kombat and kind of be like, yo, whoever wins gets to take over. Like, if Earthrealm wins, Outworld is not allowed to go to Earthrealm ever again and try to take it ever again. But if Outworld wins, they just take the whole joint. So Raiden was like, nah, fuck you. We just see you in 50 years. And then Shang Tsung's like, I bet. And somehow, I still don't understand this, people from Outworld, the Takatans, the people that are Barakas, basically, they pull up on the Wuxi Academy and start killing almost everybody that's in the Wuxi Academy that's not the main character. So they killed up basically all the monks and started beating them up. And then at this time, you're playing with Jax, and Jax gets jumped and stomped out. And basically, Raiden's like, you know what? We about to pull up on these dudes mad hard just for GP, right? So they go to Outworld to do the new tournament, and they participate in the tournament. Now, in this one, they show a lot of difference in it as well, because I don't know about y'all, but back in the day, I didn't know what the fuck Mortal Kombat 2 was about, because I never got to read the information that just passed by in the screen when you're waiting to play the game, because you're playing the game. So, basically, Kuai Liang, the second Sub-Zero, the one with the scar in his eye, the one we all know as the Sub-Zero of now, him and Smoke leave the Lin Kuei to look for what happened to Bi-Han. And in this game, which I'm very happy with Smoke, that was one of my mains back in 9, he actually has his own moves. He's not a robot, he's a human as well, and it's pretty cool. And he had this big-ass, long-ass, wavy white hair, which I could do without, but hey, you know what I mean? So, you see Kano dealing with Shang Tsung, and he's buying them weapons and trying to deal, you know, he's trying to do the Black Dragon thing. Holla at your boy. And basically, in the forest, because in the original series, Smoke got caught in the forest by the Lin Kuei robots and turned into a robot. And Raiden sees the premonition of it happening and stops the robots from taking Smoke. So he saves Smoke from becoming a robot, which starts changing time. He already started changing time a little bit, but this is one of the biggest ones. I was like, whoa, this is kind of big. So Liu Kang and everybody, all the good guys, it's an Outworld. They meet up with Katana and Jade, and that because Katana was in the first tournament as well, looking at Liu Kang. You know, they were flirting, but they weren't really like, you know, they were trying to play around. Like Liu Kang's like, yo, what's up? And then Katana's like, nah, nigga. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry to say it like that, but yeah, it was basically like that. So in basically Mortal Kombat 2, Katana and Jade are starting to lean more to being the good guys. You know, Katana beat the shit out of Smoke and Johnny Cage, which I'm still mad at, but it is what it is. And at the end of it, you know, Katana realizes that Melina was made. She goes to Shao Kahn. Shao Kahn's like, oh, word, you made Melina? Yo, good work, Shang Tsung. And then he basically reveals that he ain't never gave a fuck about Katana. And then Liu Kang hears about Katana being captured. So Liu Kang and Kung Lao, they pull up and they're like, hey, yo, we gotta save her. And this time you're playing as Kung Lao and you fight Shiva. I think you fight Kentaro at one point. And basically you get to like the final stages of the tournament. You see Johnny Cage getting beat up by Ermac. I felt bad for the homie. He got beat up a lot. But he didn't die. Because remember, at the end of 2, Johnny Cage died when the invasion happens. But in this one, he didn't die, right? Now, I don't know. Raiden didn't do anything to stop him from dying or etc. And it didn't get to the time frame of when he died, right? So now, Raiden is still getting the premonitions and he's still seeing he must win. So he's like, well, he's like, well, if Liu Kang won and I'm still getting premonitions, I was wrong. So now he looks at Kung Lao and he's like, you know what? I'm probably talking about Kung Lao in his premonition. So he goes and tells Kung Lao, hey, yo, time to be the next champion, right? So as Kung Lao, and this one made me very happy, he beats the Deadly Alliance, which is Quan Chi and Shang Tsung, which I'm like, no cap, no pun. He beats the bricks off of them. You fight Kentaro, which is basically Tony the Tiger and Goro fused together with fireballs, and he beats him. And then after he beats Kentaro, you know, you see the scene, and it made me so sad when I seen it, right? He's like, hey, thank you. He's like, yeah. And then Shao Kahn pulled up and snapped this nigga's neck. Snapped into a Slim Jim on his neck. I swear to God, I was so mad when I seen it the first time. I was like, son of a bitch. I was so fucking mad. You know what I mean? So, but it's not about me. It's about the story. So now, Liu Kang sees that. He's tight, because that's his bro. That's the homie. That's a day one. So Liu Kang's like, no! And then he beats the bricks off of Shao Kahn and punches a hole in his chest. Now, I'm not exactly sure if that happened in the first one, but, you know, if you guys know, let me know in the comments, right? But remember that Raiden saves Smoke, right? So Sub-Zero fights Scorpion before all that happens and basically beats Scorpion. Sub-Zero is about to finish off Scorpion because he killed his brother. As of difference of the first tournament, Scorpion and Sub-Zero were kind of cool because Scorpion was like, all right, I killed the nigga that killed my family. I don't really need any other smoke. I'm just going to be chilling as a wraith. But in this one, Sub-Zero's a little bit more vengeful. So he's about to kill Scorpion, or at least try to. And that's when the Lin Kuei robots pull up on him. And then you see Sector and Cyrax as robots, which is sad because Cyrax got caught. And they take Sub-Zero. And Raiden could have helped him, but he's like, nah, this is the timeline doing its thing. And I'm always like, nigga, you just fucked up the timeline. God damn it. And you know what I mean? Raiden does a lot of dumb shit again because he gets Kung Lao killed. He got him killed. Because all you had to do was like, hey, yo, bro, it's not finished or some shit. And he got his neck snapped. Give me a moment. So, Liu Kang punches a gaping hole in Shao Kahn. And somehow Shao Kahn is not dead. But he is defeated. And Liu Kang winds up becoming the Mortal Kombat champion once again. Now, this is where things get more of a turn, right? So basically, you kind of see like they go home. They don't see them celebrate the fact of everything happening. You don't even see a memorial happen for Kung Lao. Everything just goes like a few months later or so. And then that's when you go into the character that they added in that was in 3, but he's in this game, but he is in the right continuity timeline. Stryker. Now, Stryker is my second main, and he's my dude. I love him. I just like the way he always was. He was always regular, wearing clothes and wearing a snapback and whatever with the guns and the bombs, and it was cool. So you see Stryker, but in this timeline, you see Cabal in regular fair skin working with Stryker as a cop. Now, in the original continuity, in Mortal Kombat 3, he wasn't a black dragon, but afterwards, he becomes a black dragon. So, it's weird to see Cabal, first off, without a mask, without his fucked up skin, in the game. And then, not only that, he's a cop. So, basically, you see Stryker and Cabal trying to deal with Reptile and all the Outworld people, and they're regular humans. They don't even know what's going on. They just see the invasion. And they're like, yo, son, we just gonna have to do what we gotta do. So Stryker, in Cabal, they see Kentaro. Kentaro, they like, yo, spread out. And then Kentaro throws a fireball at Cabal, and that's how he got burnt the fuck up. So Stryker beats him up. Ermac pulls up, throws him in the subway. They go scrapping. They take Cabal's body to fix him up and do the thing that makes Cabal fast and have the little respirator. That way he sounds like me when I'm breathing right now. Like, sound like an old ass. I sound like an old man. So, I'm sorry. But basically, Stryker beats Ermac. Nightwolf pulls up on Stryker and says, hey, yo, you one of the chosen ones. Come follow me. Stryker's like, I bet. Where's my homie at, though? And then Cabal, you kind of see how everything goes down with Cabal and how he escapes Outworld. You know, he fights a little bit before then he meets up with the good guys. You see Cyber Sub-Zero and Smoke. I don't know who Smoke beat him or Cabal. Someone beat Cyber Sub-Zero. They captured him and reprogrammed him to make him good and remember his identity of who he is. So basically all the good guys are back together, just slightly different, of course. And now, how can I explain it? Raiden gets the premonition of Johnny Cage dying by Motaro, because that's what happens in the original series. Because he saw the premonition, Raiden flew up and Superman the shit out of Motaro and kills Motaro. So he's dead. And I have to laugh at that, like, because the way he hit him, man, that shit was crazy. Just tackled this nigga through a fucking bridge. It was crazy. Johnny just like, I bet. So, and I think that messed up the timeline a little bit more to unprecedented ways of saving Johnny Cage, which is okay. You know what I mean? I fuck with Johnny, but I was like, damn, son, it's not worth it. If it could have changed what happens, which I'll explain. So, now all the good guys are together. They're you know, Sub-Zero goes and saves a bunch of random soldiers out of nowhere. I don't really know why he went. I know why he went. They're good, but like it had nothing to do with anything really. And then he pulls up on Noob Saibot and Quan Chi. Noob Saibot's like, hey, yo, I got this. And Noob Saibot's like, basically reveals the fact, and of course it's another early version of a reveal, because in the old series, it happens in Deceptions, and this is Mortal Kombat 3. So he's like, yo, what's up, little brother? And then he's like, yo, you my bro? And then he's like, yeah, but fuck you. And he's like, I bet. So they fight, and Sub-Zero beats his ass, and then you see Nightwolf pull up, and then he fights Noob Saibot, beats Noob Saibot, kicks him into the Soulnado that was happening in Mortal Kombat 3, and blows up the Soulnado. Which, I'm going to give a lot of props to Nightwolf in the next few minutes. I'm going to try to not go too hard, but Nightwolf did a lot, right? So, basically, in this Mortal Kombat 3 of the new version, aside from the older version, it's still Sindel that's the key of getting them to Earthrealm through a loophole. I still think it's bullshit. Elder gods are still retarded, but Raiden's also retarded as well. So at this point, Raiden's like, I don't know why all this is happening. Liu Kang won a tournament. why are the Elder Gods not doing anything? So Raiden and Liu Kang decide to go see the Elder Gods and ask them for help. And basically the Elder Gods are like, nah, we can't do nothing, bruh. Until Shao Kahn actually steps on to Earthrealm, we can't do anything. So, basically in the meantime, because Shang Tsung fucked up so badly, and he wasn't the one that resurrected Sindel this time, it was Quan Chi, Shao Kahn took all the souls, basically the soul of Shang Tsung and all the souls a part of it, and put it into Sindel, and basically made that bitch Super Saiyan 3. So, Sindel pulls up on the headquarters of where all the heroes are at, and she killed 90% of them. She killed Jax, Stryker, Cabal, Sub-Zero Cyberized, Jade, Katana. She beat the brakes off of Johnny Cage and Sonya Blade. Smoke got smoked. Everybody lost. Everybody lost except Liu Kang. So, because he wasn't even there. And then Nightwolf is fighting, and he's the last one fighting Sindel. And basically, he realizes Sindel is too strong, so he does the fatality where he puts a shine in the